Hey, Austin.
Do we do so?
It's a podcast.
Oh, there is a podcast. I see it.
Two guys talking without wearing pants. Pantless podcast. You can take our ideas.
Welcome back to the Pantless podcast. It's season 6, folks. Here's your hosts,
Woo!
Austin and Travis. Take it away. Hey,
Guys.
Hey.
Hi.
hey,
Hi. We're here. We made it.
hey.
Another week. Another season.
2 week, an entire week off,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what to do with myself. I was
hope
like,
everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I had a good day. It was
Or
okay.
weekend? Thanksgiving weekend at least?
Yeah,
Days away
yeah.
from work?
Like Friday, I started getting ready for a podcast that wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
Yesterday, I realized, oh crap, I gotta watch a movie.
Okay. Yeah.
And I got home from work and was like, hey, let's watch this. Oh, we gotta go to the parade. So we went to a parade instead. So I watched
Did you
it.
get candy?
My mom had all my kids pick up candy, and it's all over at her house. Cause we still
Okay.
have, I still have
That's a good
buckets of
idea.
Halloween candy over there that hadn't been eaten. So how have you
I'm
been
not a
doing?
fan of parades. I have actually been pretty decent.
Good.
Pretty decent.
Heard you're in quarantine right now.
Yeah.
Rumor has it.
I was around some unclean people,
Oh,
so
I mean,
now I have to be
everybody knows
away.
how that goes.
But by the time anybody listens to this, I will be officially clean again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
Hey, speaking of people hearing this, our viewers should know because they should have already checked it out. But you could go to Spotify, find us on Spotify, and watch our beautiful faces on Spotify. You don't have to do audio only anymore. Spotify now does video podcasts.
Yep.
I haven't watched it because I don't watch us,
right.
but it's there. I did go and verify that it is there. I played it. I listened to the intro and then went, yeah, okay, that's enough. That's all I can.
We actually got a new Spotify subscriber, and I spoke with them. And so their first experience with our video, they watched our last video, which was our first
Our live
video
stream?
on
Was that
Spotify.
the live stream?
Yes, our live stream.
Okay.
Yep, that we uploaded to Spotify.
Yeah, and what'd they say?
They enjoyed it.
Well,
they-
that's a shocker.
They-
Okay.
yeah. I'm
All right.
surprised. They were probably just being nice because, they're speaking
Hey,
to me.
I mean,
They probably turned around and gave the old side eye to somebody else. Like, oh, yeah, it was really good. But,
well, I don't have a thumbs down on this stupid app.
I heard that they took that down in YouTube. Is that true?
You can still dislike, but you can't see the number of dislikes. I think as a creator, I think you can still see likes and dislikes, but if you go to someone else's video, it just shows a thumbs. I've noticed it just shows thumbs downs. You can still dislike it, but as a viewer, you can't see how many people have disliked it. And I've been hearing rumors that likes don't matter anymore on the YouTubes. I mean, we don't
Test it out. Everybody,
we,
we want half of you to give us thumbs up, the other half give us thumbs down, and let's see if it does anything.
How about
So,
all of you just give us thumbs up?
yeah, try that one. Try that one. And then hit subscribe too. And then go over to Spotify and subscribe to us there.
Yeah, because you know what? That's the thing about Spotify. I'm not a fan of because I can't go on my personal account. If I go to the Pantless podcast on Spotify, I can't. It doesn't tell me how many people are actually following us on Spotify.
Right.
It doesn't actually tell you how many people are following creators. So you're not like, oh, well, I mean, it's not like that really matters, but
You can just assume that there's 7 million people watching us.
I assume that daily.
That's
They're awesome.
yeah, that's a safe bet.
So
I would go with that one.
So, how's your football been doing?
Ooh, not so hot. In our fantasy league, if
Yeah.
I win my next 2 games and Brandon Frazier loses his next 2 games, I'm in the playoffs.
What happens if I beat Sean? Does that help you?
I don't think it helps me. I don't think it. I think Sean's far enough ahead that my only hope is a wild card, and it requires me winning 2 in a row, Frazier losing 2 in a row. and then he and I will have the same record. But I believe that I would have tiebreakers if that were to happen.
So here's the thing.
Okay.
How much money are you willing to give me for me to not try in week 14?
What does that mean? Oh, am I playing you in week 14?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh. Well.
Too bad I don't take bribes.
Okay, good. What if it was in cryptocurrency? Untraceable. Nobody would be able to know that we were doing shenanigans.
I mean, if you had an NFT that was worth a couple 100,000 crypto bucks, I mean, then we'd be talking. But I need an original Austin NFT.
I don't know how to do that. Can we make a Pantless podcast NFT? Is that even possible?
I would be willing to give it a try. Because it's going to be worth a lot of money when we get canceled. Okay. I heard a comedian talk the other day about what does it mean to get canceled. Nothing, because you can just continue doing what you're doing, and people just not work.
Yeah. It actually, I think it makes you more famous
and
when you get canceled.
I've noticed that. People that get canceled, everybody's like, I wonder why they got canceled. So they start following them more. And it's like, well, I mean, that backfired on those people.
Probably 75% of the people that get canceled, I didn't even know they were famous until they got canceled.
Oh, my
so
God. They're like, did you hear this person got canceled? Like, who? And then you
exactly.
Look them up and you're like, I need to watch all of this person's stuff. So I was giving Sean a hard time because, as I pointed out to you in football, you notice who I picked up as my kicker during the week.
Yeah, he did very well for you, sir.
He gave me 11 points.
That's pretty good for a kicker.
That's very good for a kicker. And if I beat Sean by 11 if I beat Sean by 1 to 11 points, which means that the kicker was what was the difference in him winning and losing. I beat him with a kicker that helped the Dallas his favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys, win and beat him. It's the first Cowboy that I have on my fantasy roster. I don't like him, but I'm like, so Washington's kicker got hurt last week in the Monday game, pulled a hammy, and he was my kicker, so I had to drop him because he's out for 3 weeks on IR. I'm like, who's out there I can pick up? And I saw Zerline coming back from injury. I'm like, he's a good kicker for the however many teams he's played for. Because he hasn't been with Dallas very long, has he?
I honestly don't know.
Okay.
Super big.
I think he was with Minnesota before. So,
okay, so I just looked it up. If Sean loses 2 in a row and I win 2 in a row, so basically I have to win both of my games. But if Sean loses 2 in a row and I end up having more total points scored than he has, then, because that's our tiebreaker, it's points 4.
Do you take number 1 in your division?
I would take 1 in the division. We would have the same record, and I would, if I score more points than he does.
You'd both be 8-6.
Yep.
So I have to beat him this week in order for you to have a chance.
Well, or Frazier too. If Frazier loses 2, and I'm playing Frazier, so I have to beat him, and then he loses his next week, and I win my next week. If my next week I'm playing a 5-7 team, so I have a chance. And as it stands right now, I have more points than Frazier and Sean. So if it were to end right now and we were all to have the same record, I would be in that number 1 spot.
Sean plays Kinley next week.
Ooh.
But she's 6-6. She's actually.
I might have to give her a side conversation.
Frazier plays
a little pep talk.
Frazier plays Iceland.
And Iceland's not doing very well. I might have to give him a pep talk. I need to give both of these people pep talk. If me and you take care of business this week, I'm gonna be on the phones next week.
What sucks is I am dead last in my division.
Yeah.
But I'm not the last team. I'm like the third worst team. I'm tied. I'm record wise. I'm tied with the East Side's number 4. Because the two worst teams are in your division. Everybody that's good is on my side.
Overall, you're 10th place in a 12-team league.
Yep. Not good. But
we'll see.
It's hockey that I can't frickin' figure out.
Oh my gosh, hockey is kicking. I mean, those two ladies are they are kicking butt right now, and it's.
I started trying, and I still can't beat her.
No, I did too, man. I was trying so hard.
She leaves so many points on the bench, but yet still I can't beat her. I'm moving stuff around. I'm making moves. It looks like I don't even know what's going on here.
I think I'm going to be able to take down Chansey this week. It's still pretty close, but it's getting towards the end of the week. I think I've got a pretty good shot of taking her down. But
it's just I had to drop one of my one of my goalies.
Yeah, that's your problem. You're drafting kickers in the hockey league.
Yeah,
that's why you're losing.
All these quarterbacks in my hockey league.
Like, Zerline's gonna do it for me in this league too.
Yeah, well, and LeBron's not doing great in hockey this year.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, I had a goalie that was scoring me negative points every time I'd put him on ice. Dude, he was actually averaging negative points.
Ew.
But he was a kicker. I keep saying kicker. He was a goalie I had last year that actually was really good, but now he was. And I got like one of the best players in hockey on my roster, and he's not. He's garbage this year. Sidney Crosby.
Oh yeah.
For the Penguins. He
Oh
started.
no, I'm thinking of Mason Crosby, the kicker.
I had him
Well,
as
he's usually
well.
pretty consistent. Oh wait, no, that's the kicker.
Yeah, from 50 yards, yeah, he's pretty consistent. But on ice, he didn't power play very well.
Oh goodness.
I don't know. Don't know. Can't figure it out. Basketball I can eke wins out.
Yeah.
So I think there's just enough people not paying attention to basketball that I can actually. Because if you don't move your roster around in basketball, you don't win.
That's true.
Somehow she has enough players that play exceptionally well in hockey that she scores a ton of points every week. I guess her bench isn't any good, so it doesn't matter. It's frustrating. All the good players are locked on teams that aren't playing.
Yeah.
So
It's looking like we're probably going to have the same playoff that we had last year. The same teams are going to be in the playoffs in basketball that were in last year.
I am currently. I know it's young. The season's still young. Because I think we have 22 weeks in basketball.
It's a bunch. No, I don't really know how many.
I looked it up earlier. I can look it up again, but I am 4th.
Yeah, there's 20 weeks.
Yeah, okay.
We're 6 weeks in.
Oh yeah, we're still. There's still a lot about.
There's a lot, but if you look at total points scored, I'm pretty sure that we are.
You're number 1, Flint's 2, Atlanta's 3, and I'm 4.
Yeah, and the top 3, we all have over 9,000. Over 9,000.
Yeah, but if you're looking
and
at
then
it,
the next nobody else has the 8,000.
Look who's given up the. Okay, so it's changed. Look who's given up. Kenley. Last week was given up the fewest amount of points.
But now it's you. Looks like you've got the biggest D in the league.
Yeah, no,
You're holding them
I
to
don't
a
have
amount of points.
I don't have to score many points because nobody I'm playing is scoring. You and Mark were the only ones that were really scoring. You know, $2,000. I think Mark scored like $2,000 on me
Mm.
in week 1 or 2. No, week 2, because I think you went 15 and I went to 14 in week 1.
Mm.
It's just I don't I I keep my roster up to date, but if I notice after about 2 days that my opponent's not doing roster moves, I'm not doing roster moves unless I have somebody
Yeah.
hurt.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not going to. I'm not dipping into the player pool if I have the wins because my players are pretty solid. I don't
I've
really need to.
got I've got a pretty solid team as well. I got some
My
players that
my team has made 1,903 field goals
nice.
buckets. The next highest team is 1,799.
You're talking about points, field goals made.
Feel like that's like buckets. Like every time they shoot and make a shot, that's not
Yeah,
a
you're
free
at
throw.
19. You're at 1903. I'm at 1525.
My people are making those buckets. You can call
Yeah.
me Austin McBuckets. The Los Chupacabras are going to be sucking all those goats.
What? You can't say that.
Speaking of not being able to say that,
What? Okay. What you got?
I heard that the Bigfoot Symposium is going to be in Stillwell in March. And it is a free conference thing where people talk about
Okay.
Bigfoot and you can go camping and they try to bring Bigfoot to the forest.
So is Bigfoot invited to this conference?
I think they are like actively invited.
So they send him a letter in the mail and say, "Hey, Bigfoot, can you make it?" And then he's got to RSVP.
I think they do that thing where they stand out in the woods and go woo whoop woo whoop. You know, that kind of thing.
They could just call him. Like, he's on Facebook. He's got a Twitter. Why can I not just DM him and tell him to be there? Pay the guy. Come on now.
He wants money. He's kind of a woodsman.
Yeah. Just instead of trying to lure him there with man meat,
Woo whoop woo whoop.
like you can come and eat this dude if you show up. No, he wants Bitcoin.
I've got Shib. I'll give him some Shib.
Well, he's into that e-coin.
Or
stuff.
Doge. I got Doge too.
I bet you he's big into the Doge.
I bet he loves Doge.
I bet you he rolls up in his Tesla and like I'll take my payment in Doge.
That would be amazing. Can you imagine? Bigfoot rolling up in a Tesla, rolling down his window. Got that Doge. He's got sunglasses on.
Yeah, dude.
Oh goodness.
The Bigfoot? Yeah, the one and only, boss. What you need?
I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna see if I can get somebody to go with me.
Is this what you're trying to? Are you
I'm
trying?
just saying. I'm just put out my feelers.
If I go, what's the chances of them mistaking me for
They
Bigfoot,
might
me
mistake
getting
you for
tranquilized?
I don't know. I mean, you're hairy, but
I make a lot of.
you typically wear a
Weird.
shirt. So,
I mean,
and
that could
Bigfoot's
change.
not
I mean,
known for a shirt.
How do you know? Have you seen him?
I haven't.
So how do you
No.
not know? I guarantee that he's with us. He probably doesn't like to wear pants,
Right.
but he
Bigfoot, if
might
you
be a
are
fan
listening
of
to this,
wearing- he subscribes.
send us a voicemail and let us know if you watch us or listen to us pantless. And if you tweet us, we will invite you on the show next week.
Heck yeah, I'm all for that. So, how you been liking this?
I've actually enjoyed it. I've still most of my time is spent playing Unite. I'm somehow still addicted to that game. But I've been playing. I just finished tonight. I finished the third gym.
You want to know a secret?
Yeah.
Updated it. Still not loaded it. Still not played it.
Oh, really?
It's been sitting right here. It's been sitting right here. And I'm like, I'm doing it. Now, I started playing a different game tonight.
Oh, you got your farming simulator in?
Now, I've been playing that. Haven't had the drive to want to record. It just hasn't worked out. I keep meaning to record my playthroughs, but it just hasn't happened. I downloaded Final Fantasy 13-2 dropped on Game Pass yesterday.
Okay.
And I've been wanting to play that one, but I really didn't want to pay for it.
Right.
And I've beaten 1 and 2 years and years ago, and I started playing 1 the other day, or a couple months ago. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna start playing 2, and it fought me all afternoon today. It crashed on me a couple times, and just the way it loads up on the PC is a little bit odd, but
Right.
we'll see.
I'm a fan of the Final Fantasies. I haven't played anything past 7. At one point, I owned everything through, I think through 12, but then I literally had on the PlayStation through PlayStation 2, whatever it was, all of them through 12, and then they vanished one night after a party at my house. And I don't know.
Good friends.
All of them, every single one of them vanished. I'm like, okay.
Somebody thought that somebody was like, Austin does not need
all of these Final
this
Fantasies.
devilry in his house anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna liberate Austin of
did.
these sins.
They did me a favor. So I got I didn't even finish Final Fantasy 7. Like I was 18 when that happened. And then I finished Final Fantasy 7 when it came out on the Switch. I got it, and then that port, and then finished it last October, about a year ago.
Yeah, I've never beat. I've only played like the opening mission of 7. I died to that scorpion thing because I didn't know you weren't supposed to attack it, and went, oh well, that sucks. I never opened it back up ever again. And I played a lot of 8, but got close to the end and couldn't beat it. This was all back in high school.
Right. Yeah.
Never could get far enough into 10. 12 just didn't like me. 13 was the first Final Fantasy I ever beat.
Flannel Fantasy, that would be fantastic.
Flannel Fantasy.
Can you imagine a Flannel Fantasy? All the characters like are lumberjacks.
Yeah.
With big beards, even the women.
One character's got an axe and the other's just got a chainsaw.
But Unite, you should log on to Unite, grab a couple of the little event things they have. You can get a crap ton of tickets just in case you ever fire it up. I mean, you'll get like over 4,000 tickets. And then after December 9th, you are going to be able to get the Serena for free if you log in after the 9th.
Who?
It's like some flower. It's a final evolution of some flower Pokemon. I think Budew, but I don't know because I'm not 100% sure what Budew evolves into. But I'm pretty sure.
I remember what Budew. I don't remember.
Budew. But yeah, so you get a bunch of those tickets, those are the only way you can purchase item enhancers. Some people like to just use them to buy clothes. I'm like, no. I spend all of them on item enhancers just so I can be a little bit better.
Well, it just had an update.
Yeah, you gotta get that update. But then they said people have been data mining and said that the next one after Serena is Dragonite. It's going to be, and that's probably going to release in February.
That'd be interesting.
So if that happens, I am a huge Dratini fan. So I'll probably.
You would be.
I just love that little thing, man. It's so freaking adorable. So freaking adorable. I hate the fact that it evolves into Dragonite. I'm like, I wish it could just be a Dratini forever.
You'd think it would actually evolve into that, the melodic, the one that the Feebas evolves into.
Yeah, right. That would
That's
be. You would think it would be Dratini, Dragonair, and then that melodic.
the
Yeah,
melodic.
you would
That
think.
kind of seems like that's a correct pathing of what they look like. And then
Yeah.
Feebas can turn into Dragonite.
I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, I told my son about. He's like, "What's Dragonite?" I was like, "Oh, it's Dratini." And he's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh, Dratini's a little snake, and Dragonite's that big dragon." He goes, "Why does a little snake turn into a giant dragon?" I'm like, "It just does. Okay, just stop it. Don't ask questions."
it was one of those Pokemon from Gen 1 that was like, wow, this would be cool if you could catch this earlier in the game and it didn't evolve so high level.
Yeah, because back then there wasn't experience share. The only
No.
way you could gain experience is having it actually participate in a battle. Like you could throw it in there and then move it
Yeah.
out real quick, but then you're taking damage.
But
But yeah, it wasn't. That was the only way to level up. It was crazy.
but
And it was so hard to catch because couldn't you only catch it in the Safari? And that was like
I don't remember.
almost impossible to catch it anyway.
I thought you could catch it at level. I thought you could catch one at like a level 45 in the that final cave before. Either you could catch it in the final cave before you get to the Elite Four, or you can get them wild
That Mewtwo cave,
in the Mewtwo cave, the unknown
Maybe.
cave.
maybe.
But at that
I'm-
time,
for some reason, I'm- Go ahead.
I think you can get them at in the Safari Zone as well.
Yeah, I think if I'm remembering right now that I'm thinking about it, you could catch it in the Safari Zone, which was almost impossible because the Safari system back in Gen 1 was terrible.
I avoided it
Like you'd have to hit them with rocks and then throw bait at them and
every time I
then
throw
try to
one.
catch them, and there was like a 0.75% catch rate anyway, and it was a waste of time, it was a waste of money.
You had to pay a certain amount of money. They gave you 20 Safari balls, and then you had a step counter. Once you hit a certain step counter, it kicked you out, and you had to repay and start over with 20 balls.
Yep.
And it seemed like every time I throw a rock, the Pokemon go, "Yeah, I don't like that," and just run.
Yeah. And why would you like it? What Pokemon's gonna get hit in the face and go, "That was awesome.
what?
Stick around."
I think we should be friends. Throw a Pokeball.
Yeah, exactly. But then I think if I remember right, you could also with that casino money, I think you could buy it in
Maybe.
Celadon City. I think you could, because I know you could buy Porygon.
That was the only way to get Porygon.
Yeah, and I think Dratini was in there too.
Might have been, but I just always remember never using Dratini in the originals because it's like, because the Safaris. I mean, with the game corner, it was so hard to get the coins.
Yep.
You either had to get to the very end of the game, go back and use your actual money to buy enough coins to get one, or get lucky. Every time I played those stupid slots, I never got anywhere. I just lose money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was. I think that was one of the reasons. I think they had to pull that out of one of the games. Because is there a casino? I don't think I think the first game's the only one that had a casino, wasn't it? Or the game.
Probably.
I need to play this. I need to play this.
I haven't played the best game in the series, apparently. The Gold and Silver. Never played those.
Gold, Silver's the best, yeah. Yeah.
It would be interesting to know because doesn't that have the Kanto region
it's
in
got both.
those games too? So
that's what makes it so good.
Is the casino
I don't remember.
in there?
I don't remember because
they need to remake those games. I know they did the Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but they need to remake them for the Switch.
I wish they would.
Graphics.
I wish we could get some of those 3DS games backwards compatible because I think it was. It was a Game Boy. What was it?
I think it was DS, wasn't it?
It was on the DS, not the 3DS. It's got a lot of AOS tickets. Serena. Yeah. Is Serena the one you were talking about?
Yeah.
Is that who you kept trying to say?
Yeah. So you got this arena, you get those tickets, and then if you see that other login where you get like 2021 tickets,
It
you might
just
be able to
said
do that twice.
I just my Joy-Cons are so bad that I can't even play this.
Like with drift.
Oh yeah, it drifts so bad that I don't know if you can even see it. No, you can't.
Too bright.
Like I'm in the events and it's just locked to the very bottom.
Well, sad.
It sucked. My drift is so bad in this thing.
On you, dude. Just go on Amazon, pay $12, and you get replacement Joy-Cons. Do it.
So,
Or you could pay like $25 and get those knockoffs.
I got
there
two
you go.
sets.
There you go. The backup.
It drifts as well, but it may not be as bad. That one's just unusable. Oh no, this one's just as bad.
Or are you still connected? If you're still connected to the other one's that happens to me when I switch out. Like I'll freak out, but it's really that the other Joy-Con is also connected. So salute, sir.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I had to turn it off. I'll have to mess with that later. I'll have to actually pull it up and use my. I'll have to pull it up and actually use my Pro Controller, which
still works.
it was dead the other day. I was actually gonna pull all this up and play, but somehow my Pro Controller was dead. I'm like, oh well, okay, that ruined that, I guess. So there was another. What else? Man, too late now, and actually it may still be going. Bought some good games on the Steam fall sale.
Oh yeah?
Bought like 3 games, all pretty cheap. Bought another weird football game.
Oh goodness.
Doug Flutie's Maximum Football 2020.
Doug Flutie has a football game.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Oh, it's hot garbage.
Oh my goodness.
I tried to play a game and I only paid like $5 for the game. It was like 80% off. You can play college. It's all fake teams. They're all fantasy teams, but you can play a college dynasty mode. And
okay.
And
are they fake colleges also?
Yeah, but you know which one there's one of the universities is Tuscaloosa, and they win everything. You got like Oklahoma City Sentinels, which is OU.
Funny.
Then you got another Oklahoma team that's the Foxes, because it'll be like the city that they are in, but then when you go to the team, the actual color scheme, like the Oklahoma City Sentinels color scheme is the OU's colors.
Oh, that's funny.
And it's like, I think there was a third Oklahoma team, and I can't remember what because I changed them to something else. But they were the TU colors, and they're in one of the lower conferences, and I picked to play as them, but I changed their logo and made them a different team, and they had to play that Oklahoma team week 1, and I got stomped like 60-0.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that sounded good.
Probably normal.
Yeah.
But normal.
Speaking of OU, I had a chance to talk to you about all the awesome news that happened to OU over the last 2 weeks. I mean,
it's been a whirlwind. 2 weeks. It's been 6 days, sir.
I haven't talked to you since the live stream, really.
Or 5 days, because they made that announcement Sunday.
After the loss to OSU.
Exactly. They get beat by OSU.
The story I heard was that they would have beat OSU which would have kept them in the hunt for, because they would have possibly, I think if they beat OSU, they would have went for the Big 12 title.
Yeah.
And he would have not said anything till after the end of the season. But since they lost and it knocked them out of national championship contention, he was like, well, I guess this is a better time than any, because he knew. He's known for weeks.
There's rumors, and if they come out to be true, USC could get slapped with a bunch of sanctions. But there's rumors that he was recruiting for USC while he was still coaching at OU.
He was recruiting for, I think he was recruiting for OU, but I think may have been throwing the, I may not be here much longer. Kind of, because that quarterback that was exposed to that already committed for 2023, so not this coming year, but the next year, that number 2 quarterback out of California backed out of OU and has signed with USC.
Yeah. OU's lost several recruits.
Yep.
They've also had several star players, jump into the transfer portal, hoping to maybe transfer to USC.
Yep.
But there were talks. I mean, he was doing in-home visits 1 or 2 days after that OSU game, and so it's like, what, was he going to be doing this in-home visit? Like, was this spur of the moment? Like, hey, I just lost. You want to meet up tomorrow? I'll fly out there. I'll come see you. Is that what was happening? I don't know. And then there was that slip up with while Bob Stoops was out recruiting with their defensive line coach. I can't remember his name, but there was a slip up where, so he's Bob Stoops and this guy who hasn't said he's leaving to go be with Riley. They're out doing recruiting. Then this kid tweets saying, oh, he had a great talk with Lincoln Riley and with so-and-so, the guy that was with Bob Stoops that day doing in-home visits for OU. And he said, I'm excited about being a USC Trojan. So it's like, he was on the phone with an OU coach, the OU coach was recruiting him to be USC. I don't know. Maybe the kid was confused. Maybe it was like he was, he's confused about the whole ordeal. Maybe this guy was recruiting him for OU, and then he knew Lincoln Riley was from OU, so he just thought they were together. And so maybe he was completely in. But if it turns out that OU guys are recruiting for USC, I think USC is going to get in a lot of trouble.
Wouldn't that be OU guys getting in trouble? If USC didn't know what was happening?
But if they're going to USC, like if these are USC guys, they're offering them money, I don't think OU guys are going to get in trouble that would be so weird.
So what do you think the chances are of the next OU head coach being Bob Stoops?
Well, I mean, we know he's coaching the bowl game. But
I get that.
After that, no, I don't think so.
I think he coaches the bowl game and then goes, give me another 20 years of mediocrity.
I don't think so. I think he's going to coach the bowl game. I think he's going to talk to one of his buddies, and I think OU's going to be okay.
If they bring in someone that's under the head coach for Bob Stoops or is in that coaching tree, they'll continue losing games. I honestly, you know why Lincoln Riley left OU? He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go coach in there. He didn't want to have anything to do with SEC.
I did hear that. Somebody said that he was upset about that move. That he was very adamant about not going when OU was like, "No, we're going to go." Then he's like, "Well, then I'm going to go too. See ya."
Well, because I was talking to a guy and I made some comments because I didn't know about all that. I was like, I bet you he didn't want to go to the SEC, and the guy's like, oh, actually, he's been very vocal about being highly against OU moving to the SEC. And I agree with Riley. I don't think OU should have went. I think it's a bad move for OU to go to the SEC in all sports. Are they going basketball only? Are they going football only?
No, it's all sports.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
All sports.
Because I think they'll struggle even more in basketball because their basketball is not that strong, but they're competitive in the Big 12 men's basketball.
The Big 12 is one of the best conferences in the league. The Big 12 is better than the SEC in basketball.
I get you, but OU was
So that's actually a better move. They don't have Baylor, they don't have Kansas,
but it doesn't
they don't
the
have
SEC
Iowa
have some.
State.
I thought SEC had some strong basketball schools in it.
They've got Florida, and
Is that
that's
it?
pretty much it.
I
That's
thought.
pretty much it.
Who else is in the SEC?
Oh, Kentucky. Kentucky's SEC. They're really
Kentucky,
good.
yeah. I'm about to say there's still
yeah. Kentucky's good.
someone.
But overall, the better conference is the Big 12.
Yeah, no, you're right. But
And
what
then-
about softball?
OU dominates softball. It doesn't matter what
They
conference
do.
they're in. They're winning World
But
Series.
isn't Florida? Florida State?
Alabama's really good in softball.
I was thinking Florida State, but they're ACC.
Yeah, they're ACC.
Because
But,
I think, if I'm not wrong, I think Florida State's like a powerhouse in
oh yeah,
softball. I almost said
Yeah.
women's softball. It's like,
in women's softball they are.
but
not
how
in
are they
men's
in
softball.
men's softball? Yeah.
Yeah, no. But OU dominates. So I mean, Alabama's got to be scared about that.
Doesn't OSU have a better softball team?
No.
I thought OSU was a better softball school than OU.
No. OU's like they've won 3 out of the last 5 or 6 years or something like that. No. OU dominates. They dominate in gymnastics.
What about curling?
I don't know anything about OU's curling program.
Water polo?
I don't know
Lacrosse?
anything about their-
What about their rugby team?
Now rugby, I
You don't know, do you? No.
I don't.
Hey, what do you want to do? Movie review. Let's get into the movie review.
Oh, we haven't got to our movie review yet.
I
All
haven't-
right.
I had forgot.
Retro movie review.
Hey, we're talking about good stuff.
This is good
It's
stuff.
spurts, but retro movie.
Movie.
We reviewed.
We're reviewing. We haven't reviewed it. We watched.
We watched.
We watched.
I'm rusty. I have 2 weeks. I'm Awakenings. A
Yep.
1990 flick with Robin Williams, Robert De Niro.
Yep.
Really good movie. Almost cried a couple times. I don't know about you.
That was a crazy movie, man. It was crazy.
Not what I thought it was. I thought it was. By reading the synopsis, I thought it was completely something. I thought it was going in a different direction, but it's like, no, this is kind of a slow-moving movie. Kind of a.
It's a head scratcher because it's based on a true story.
It is based on a true story.
I'm still trying to figure out how do they need to figure that out. You know,
I'm pretty sure they
with
did.
today's technology, they should know what happened in those brains to do whatever happened.
I'm sure they did, but in 69 and 70, they had no idea what was going on.
Right.
Most of these people were,
Well, the movie came out, 90, 94?
90.
At the end of it, they said, like they were doing their rundown of, since then, and they're like, it's still a mystery in 90s. Now, granted, that was 30 years ago.
Now, did it ever say what ailment or what disease or what these people had?
Yeah, they did say it was whatever that disease that they contracted when they were kids is what caused it.
Okay. Because most of these were like kids in the 20s.
Yeah, and so whatever it is that they contracted when they were kids, that's what caused the deterioration.
I missed that part.
It was that aha moment where he was going through. He's like, "Oh, I remember seeing something," and he would circle it, and then he'd circle it again, like epithelitis or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
A word. It was a word.
Doctor word.
It was a doctor word. Yeah. Medicine.
But I just want to say before we really start reading what other people have to say, Robert De Niro, fantastic job.
He was good. Do you think that he was trying to compete with the what's his face that we watched that movie?
Oh,
Blanking. Drew. What am I thinking of?
the one with Tom Cruise that we watched. Rain
Yeah, Rain Man. Yeah. Do you think that he was trying to I've got to step up my game because
which movie came out first?
I think Rain Man came out in the 80s, I thought. And then this one was 90. And so that's
80.
what I was wondering.
Okay, Dustin Hoffman is who you're thinking of.
Yeah, so was he
And it came out
trying
in
to like
88.
say
So it was 2 years
I can
apart.
be Hoffman, I could be Hoffman, I could do that. And so he tried to play, somebody that had special needs.
I don't know. It was. I don't. I didn't even. I mean, I kind of thought about it, but. What'd you think about the one chemist that was doing the seminar? Did you recognize him?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of stuff.
He was the devil in Constantine, wasn't he?
He was the devil in Constantine. Didn't even realize that. He was he was a Russian astronaut. He was a cosmonaut in the Bruce Willis.
That Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they saved the world.
Armageddon,
yes.
Beat things with a freaking wrench. The older lady that they thought was walking to they had to paint the floor so she'd walk to the window. They thought it was the water fountain.
Yeah.
She's Ray Finkel's mother in Ace Ventura.
She's in a lot of movies too.
She is.
I recognize her.
But she was Ray Finkel's mother in Ace Ventura.
Huh.
Laces out. So, there's a couple of the other ladies that was like, she looks familiar. She's been in stuff. Metacritic. So,
okay,
18 critics are going to give it a.
I think the critics like this one, man. I think they're going to give it a 79.
Ooh, close. 74.
Okay.
143 users out of 10.
I think the users didn't like it as much. I'm going to say 69.
6.9?
Yeah, 6.9.
Don't get us canceled. 8.7.
Okay, interesting.
So the critics gave it 14 positive, 4 mixed, 0 negative. Then the users gave it 133 positive, 8 mixed, 2 negative.
Oh, wow.
So.
Okay.
And one is using words I don't know. Those aren't real words. Oh, those aren't real letters. Those are fake letters. So Common Sense Media.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Looks like Nell Minnow is our reviewer today.
I recognize that name, I think.
Yeah, there's not much there going on there, so we'll come on back. Alrighty. So, they say, age 10 plus, 4 stars. Robin Williams plays it serious and moving true story. I can't read those words. Did he seem a little autistic to you?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I had that first. That was my first thought when he first showed up in the movie. And
Yep.
it took me a while to realize that the kid at the very beginning was De Niro's character, not him.
Right.
It took me when Leonard finally woke up and was drawing his name. I'm like, what am I thinking? This movie now makes more sense. Then I realized at that point that we're only halfway through the movie, and I'm like, I gotta watch this.
Mm-hmm.
So parents say 13 plus 4 stars.
Okay.
Kids say 11 plus 4 stars.
Oh, wow.
Big.
I don't know if I agree with that. I can't see kids getting into this movie.
Yeah, I just don't see, and that's based on 7 reviews for kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that. It was a very slow movie.
My not 11-year-old yet would not sit through this entire movie.
No.
My 14-year-old wouldn't even sit through this movie. I don't even know if my wife would sit through this movie.
My wife regretfully sat through the movie, so.
Did she cry?
No, she didn't cry.
When Leonard was like, "Mommy." I
Right.
teared up right there. Not gonna lie.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
And then when he danced with when the one girl got up and was like slow dancing with him,
Yeah.
then you don't see her the rest of the movie after that again. Like he looks longingly through the window at her.
You see her. She comes back. She visits him when he reverts back to his.
That's right, because she's reading to him at the end, isn't she?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Spoiler.
If you haven't seen this 31-year-old movie.
Yeah, they all die.
True.
Wow.
By now, they're all dead.
We only got 6 categories.
Okay.
On this one. I know which one they're missing, and I don't understand why they're... Okay, we'll just go ahead and get into it. Positive messages.
Positive messages. I'm going to go with a 4.
I'd have gave it a 4. They gave it a 3.
Okay.
With very few words, a theme of respecting the humanity of those who are different.
Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I think you didn't watch this movie. Okay, so violence.
Ooh, violence. Okay. I would go with a 2. There was some pretty once he was wanting to go outside and take a walk and they wouldn't let him. It got pretty sketchy there.
I'd raise mine from a not present to a 1 due to that. They have it a not present.
Oh wow, okay.
But clickable.
Okay.
And all it says, are you ready for this bombshell?
Oh gosh, I'm nervous.
Sad but not scary.
Are you what? What? What?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not wrong. The violence was, I still even thought it was kind of scary because he wanted to go outside and the freaking security guards tackled him and he was screaming and kicking and flailing and Robin Williams was yelling and begging for, even though he's the one that called the security guards on him.
Yeah, but
he was yelling, he's a person, he's not a prisoner.
He called security to stop him, but I don't think he wanted them to drag him away violently and put him in the crazy person ward.
And then he stood in there and was trying to rile up all the other, patients to rise up against the
revolt, man. Revolution.
Yeah. So
Viva la revolution.
Not present, but clickable. Sad, not scary.
Sad but true.
Ridiculous.
Sad but true. Here's where I'm gonna kind of go off the rails a little bit on a complaint with this review. So the next one, normally there's 7 categories, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have a positive role models and representations, positive messages, and then all the rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is no positive role models and representations at all, but we have...
Interesting.
The next one is sex.
Not present.
Not present, not even clickable.
Good.
Why even put that one in? If you're going to leave one off, why don't just don't even put it in there, or one of the other ones? Because I would have gave this a 3, maybe 4 in the positive role models representations.
Right.
Because Robin Williams' character was a positive role model. I mean, he was a good guy. He was like,
aside from his little hiccup there where he forgot why he was there, and the fact that he wasn't very good with people with that lady.
But still,
I would have given him a 3. I would have given him a 3. Easy.
From the first scene, that first interview, to up to about halfway through the movie, there's a lot of character growth there. I don't agree with this. Remind me, the one board meeting we got to laugh at here in a minute. And the next one, wow, was this a shocker when I heard it? The language.
Right? Yeah. It was like nothing for a long time, and then you heard 2 words.
I only heard
they're kind of big. They're kind of big words. So because they're kind of big words and how aggressive they were, I'm going to give it a 2. But I could easily, I would say I could see a 1 because
This is a 2. I only heard the one when the nurse walked in and said, "You gotta see what is going on," or threw an F-bomb just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like,
One of the patients dropped. I think he said the S word, if I remember right. I
maybe.
can't.
I don't remember that one.
That
What
that
does?
grumpy guy that liked rock music.
Oh, the one guy said he didn't want to be an a-hole when they were getting on the bus.
Well, maybe that was it. No,
I
I don't think that was it. Was it?
I remember that one because he was checking out the tire, and they were trying to get him in the bus, and he was like, "I don't want to be known as an a-hole." Like, all right. But the F-bomb was so out of place that I don't understand why it was even there.
Yeah, I don't need it. That's so weird.
Like,
Unnecessary. It was weird.
I don't. Is there like a rule that every '90s movie has to have that word at least in there once to become a certified movie? Is that like because it doesn't fit with the time, like it doesn't fit the movie. It doesn't fit the like almost like the era and the way it was used. Because it's a '69. I mean that word was probably used, but not in that setting.
Right.
It made no sense. This just says 2-star or got a 2 out of 5. A few explicatives.
Oh my gosh, this person is terrible at reviewing.
Yeah, I know. Consumerism's not present. I thought when they were in the car when he was driving Leonard around and kind of showing him around town, I thought they were gonna show some stuff. Could you consider what band was played? Was it Prince? When the guy had the
Yeah, I don't. That was I think it was like the Rolling Stones or something.
I know when he was trying to get them to eat via music.
Yeah.
Would playing those records be considered consumerism? Because you'd have to want to be like, hey, I like that song. Let's go buy that record.
Some might. Yeah, they might. Somebody might have been watching that and said, "Hey Siri, what's the name of this song?" Yeah.
Oh wait, it's 92. Siri doesn't exist yet.
I'm saying like people watching. Oh, I guess that's true. In '92, they wouldn't have. You know.
But I don't know. I could have gave it a 1 because there was some areas it's like, that could have been consumerism. And then drinking, drugs, and smoking, not present. Which I had to give it a 1.
Yeah, because when they went out to that club,
yeah, she did order some drinks, and there was that one scene where the one lady was just absolutely just pounding that cigarette.
Yeah.
Your husband divorced you. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
It's excited about that. Yeah. Yeah, it should have definitely been a 1.
I don't think this person watched the movie. Left 0. You know how at the end? Wow. There's like nothing. It goes from there to what parents had to say.
This person just kind of phoned it in.
Yeah, I don't.
It must have been their like last review of the day. Their boss was like, "Hey, you've got to get that 5th review." I'm like, I got you, boss. Language, some expletives, violence, sad but scary. What?
So when Leonard was in the boardroom asking if he could go walking outside, my favorite line in the movie was said right there. When the one lady looks over and she's like, "Are you aware that you're unconsciously being aggressive toward us?"
Yes. I laughed out loud.
Like, and he responded, "How can I be aggressive if I'm not conscious of it?" And the look on her face.
She said, "How could I be subconsciously aggressive? How would I know I was consciously?"
And he said that, and you can see the gears spinning in her head. She's like, and then the guy sitting beside her just like staring daggers in the back of her head, like stupid. And everybody's like, "Hey, how about you shut up?"
That was good. I laughed out loud. Yeah.
Like, you just got owned by a freaking, I don't know. I laughed at that part and was like, that is funny. Great movie though. I like Robin Williams in that role. Hairy hands and all. Forget how much of a hairy human that guy was. Rest in peace. Great movie. What do we want to watch next?
Well, it is December. We should throw in a Christmas
December
movie.
to remember.
What Christmas movie?
What
Are we going to? Are we going to suspend our retro and just like open up to all Christmas movies, or are we wanting to go only retro Christmas movies?
I am open for any. It's a new season.
That's right. Yeah,
it's episode 1 of a brand new season.
Right, we make our own rules.
We make the rules that our wives let us make. We are open to whatever.
So yeah, I let's figure it out. I don't know if there's a new. Is there, does Netflix have a new funny Christmas movie that's out there? Oh, somebody was telling me. Oh gosh, what is it? It's a Bruce Willis Christmas movie. Not Die Hard.
Don't not say it.
Not that one. I've got to find out. A coworker of ours. I'll see him Monday. He works Friday through Monday, and he was telling me about. He keeps telling me, he's like, "There's this Christmas movie you have to watch. It's fantastic." And basically, like, Santa's on the FBI's most wanted list, and like people are trying to kill him, but then they end up hiring him to be an assassin to save Christmas or something. And it has big name actors. I've got to find it.
There's one here on Netflix. This came out last year.
Okay.
You want to go as far up as 2020 to watch a Christmas movie?
Sure.
I have not seen this one yet. This one's on Netflix.
But I have not seen it. Fat Man.
What?
Fat Man. Fatman.
Where's it at?
I don't know. I don't know if that's something where we can watch it.
You just said it's called Fat Man?
Yeah, it's Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson's Santa Claus. It's in a dark comedy action.
Free on Peacock.
Free on Peacock.
I was gonna seduced.
Seduced.
It's my favorite kind of
Mel
juicing.
Gibson.
Oh wow,
he's not a fan of the seduced.
Yeah. Wow, he looks rough.
The plot follows an unorthodox Santa Claus who must fight off an assassin sent by a vengeful naughty kid.
Yeah. We could do that one, or I was going to suggest the one that released last year that has Forrest Whitaker in it called Jingle Jangle.
Jingle Jangle. I don't know what Jingle Jangle is.
It's Jingle Jangle, a Christmas journey. It looks like it may be partly animated, but it looks real life. I can't really tell, but it's got Forrest Whitaker, Keegan-Michael Key.
Okay.
Decades after his trusted apprentice betrayed him, a once joyful toy maker finds new hope when his kind and curious granddaughter comes into his life. It's got Forrest Whitaker. It's on Netflix.
Okay. Yeah. Down.
Which one would you rather do?
We can watch Jingle Jangle this week, and maybe we could do Fat Man next week.
That works for me.
Yeah, let's do it. Funny.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it. Jingle Jangle.
Okay.
You heard it here, folks.
That's what we're going to do.
Watch it. It's on the Netflix.
It is.
It should be on the Netflix all of December, so I don't think it's going to drop off this week. If they remove it this week, that's ridiculous.
I'm canceling somebody's Netflix. Not mine, because I want to continue watching, but I'm canceling someone's Netflix. So, yeah. we'll watch that one, and I got this idea when Christmas ends.
Mhm.
I got this movie, and I gotta open it up and see if it'll actually play on my computer.
Oh,
Oh,
does your computer? Does your computer play Blu-rays?
I don't know. I've never tried. I kicked in a DVD the other night. They kept telling me, "Hey, you need to download a DVD player to play DVDs," and I had one, and it fought me. Have you ever heard of this gentleman?
That's the worst. Tim Hawkins? I have not heard of Tim Hawkins.
You never heard of Tim Hawkins?
I don't think so.
How have you never heard of Tim Hawkins?
I'm not sure.
Christian
How have I never heard of Tim Hawkins?
Christian comedian.
Interesting. Is he on the Netflix?
He is not on the Netflix. He's on the YouTubes.
Okay.
My wife has seen him live, but I have not.
That's not fair.
Oh, I let her know it.
My goodness, that's rude.
She went on some women's only trip to go see him live because he does a lot of women's conferences. We're used to before COVID happened. So, sir. Oh, before I forget,
Right?
first time in a long while, I listened to some new music.
Whoa! Whoa. Pause, sir. Pause. Let me
I
get
listened
my phone.
to new to me music, and
New to me music is fantastic music. We can all learn from
it is absolutely. So I guess it's an older band that's been around since the mid '90s, but I guess they've been doing a lot of stuff here's and there's. Let me look them up so I
Okay.
make sure I get my information's right.
Information, please. Let's add to our 7 hours and 44 minutes of playlist.
So this is a Swedish melodic death metal band
Okay.
called Arch Enemy.
Shh.
Have you ever heard of them?
I have not heard of them. No.
They have a new song that came out recently called Deceiver.
It is added.
They've always had a female lead singer,
Yeah.
and the current lead singer, she's Canadian, but she does the growling and the screaming and doesn't really do many of the clean vocals. And when I watched the music video, it was you see her and then you're like, wait, that doesn't sound like I thought it would. It's just very good, very good music,
Right.
and it's just you don't see women singing like that very often.
Right.
But she's really good at it.
Well, I'm excited.
So
I'm excited about finding out what this is all about.
I've been listening to them lately, which I can't listen to their newest song on my music app because it needs me to pay more money. So I have to listen to their older stuff. So, what else you got? Anything you wish to discuss?
Not on camera. No.
Well, we need to figure this out.
Yeah.
So,
jingle jangle. Like,
jangle.
comment, subscribe, send us a voicemail.
Hey, you
Give
do
us
that.
a recording of
Hey.
you doing our intro, and we will throw your business in our intro. You can
Whoa,
hear your voice
yeah.
at the start of our show.
Heck yeah. That way I
Give
don't
us,
have
give
to
us
do
an
it.
intro. Yeah.
Do
I was talking
my
about the
job
intro
for-
song, but they could do the whole thing. They could
Oh,
they could just introduce us. They could sing our song. They could sing our song and
you can
introduce
introduce
us in one.
someone else and then we'll show up.
Yeah.
You can say two random people and then I'll turn it off and it'll be us and everybody will be like, whoa, wait, what? I thought they got new hosts for a minute, but no, it's just these two boring guys again. So, like, comment, subscribe.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Later. Peace.